I could write a book about all the lies and misconceptions that you hear in the media and in the comment section. Or I can encapsulate that all just by sharing one experience I had recently. And that was, someone said that I had become overweight. And I just wanted to show you that you should not believe everything you hear. There are rumors going around, there have always been rumors going around. Last year there was one, and the year before that, there was a rumor that I was shot and killed by a predator. That's when I had a channel in 2013 where I confronted only 2 people. The second one especially, I think, in dealing with him, I've never really been too much in depth with this guy. But I think my experiences with him, what he has done, should be highlighted, unlike some of the other people that I've confronted. Because this guy was the most bizarre predator I've seen. And it was really crazy. I think everyone should see what all this guy has done. And I wanted to emphasize a point that I made in my previous video, how dangerous it is to confront him and how stupid it is, given that there have been real victims. He said, "Here's a pic I won't get in trouble for." And in the very next photo, he unveiled what he was hiding and said, "Oops." I think that was a fairly good intro for him. He sent another photo. "I'm thinking there's nothing wrong with showing you a picture of my balcony." And there he stood. He also sent many photos of his penis next to the cigarettes he had and the marijuana that he had. And what's interesting about this guy is he readily showed his marijuana. Unlike some of the other people I've dealt with who have always insisted that, no, you can't see my weed, you can't because it's illegal, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you're trying to have sex with a kid here. This guy's personality was a little different. He was very goofy. He said, "You are trouble with a capital T, sexy girl. Tell me a fantasy of yours. I'm dying to send you a picture." He said he wanted to meet. I told him, "We can't get in trouble." And he said, "That is for sure. Must be very discreet. I could have huge trouble." And then right after that, he said, "I would love to be naked in front of some girls your age." I said, "If we got caught, my dad we would be in big trouble. And my dad would kill me." He replied, he'd probably go after me first. He would say things like, "Do you like seeing me naked?" And he told me where he lives. And I said, "Wow, that's close to where I live. We could be neighbors." And he replied, "I would have let you peek in my window anytime." And 8 minutes later, he said, "Do you have a picture I could admire later? I'm done with work and naked at home. I can think of one thing that would make it better. A naked girl, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby." Very cheery guy. Very sick and demented guy. "Would you be interested in more pictures and a cum shot video?" I said, "Hey, we'd get in trouble." He said, "You are correct. Probably shouldn't take the chance. I would love to show off for you, though. I'd just like to show you more." He asked me if I did anything over the weekend. And he said, "It's a shame that I wasn't up there. We could have done nothing together. I fantasize about you a lot. I wish I was there or you were here. Your lips around me and my tongue in you." Perverted questions all the time. "When was your last orgasm? Were you alone? Mine was this morning, and alone." One day he said, "How are you?" I said, "Hey, what's up?" And he said, "I'll show you what's up." And then he sent a photo of his penis. "I dip it in a Frosty for you, and you could lick it." And then he sent the same photo of his penis again. He didn't let it go there. He said, "And it works too." And he sent a video of himself masturbating and ejaculating. And up close, highly graphic. Of course this is highly graphic. It was disgusting. And I was sick of it. I was like, hey, this whole summer I've been talking to this pervert, and he wants to have sex with me, and he continues to do crazy things. It was sick. It was disturbing to where it would make me very angry. This guy was just so persistent. So persistent. And there was a point where I just simply stopped talking to him because I was sick of talking, like almost physically sick. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna send another photo, and it's not so much like looking at penises all day. Um, I'm straight, by the way. It was knowing that that he thought that he was sending them to a little girl, and that he actually wants to meet a little girl for sex. Because to me, I thought you gotta be. It was just so disturbing that he actually wants to do this. I'm thinking to myself, hey, this can be anyone else who he's talking to. Um, I thought that thank goodness I'd run into him. And here's the thing: this happened on June 16th, and 2013, and the video is dated 2012. And I thought, that's interesting. The file name was 2012, and all of the other file names that he's given me in the photos that I've seen were accurate, were current, right, as he was sending them. But this one was different. This one was July 2012. I thought to myself, if this is an older video, I wonder who else he sent this to. He would always allude to sexual things. Even we would just be talking about stuff. He would say, "My flight was canceled today, so I'm just sitting alone in my house, naked and aroused." He would always turn it into something sexual, and randomly he would just say stuff like, I'd love to share," and then he would send, of course, his penis, a photo of his penis, along with marijuana and cigarette, whatever else. Another comment he made that struck me was him saying, "I'm talking to a girl out here that is your age." I thought to myself, that is not good. This guy should not be talking to kids like that. I mean, I don't know what he's saying to the other kid or whatever, but it's just a creepy guy. He doesn't need to be around children. He's a danger to children, obviously. So, check this out. Going back to what I said earlier about me simply ignoring him for a while, because I didn't want to talk to him. I just expected that he would just leave me alone because I was sick. I was sick of seeing all of the things that he would say to me and show me. On July 2, he said, "How you doing?" And I didn't reply to him for almost 2 weeks thereafter. But as that was going on, he kept on talking to me as I was ignoring him for almost 2 weeks. But finally, when he said, "Hi, Angel, do you want to get a Frosty Friday morning?" I replied, and that was July 15th. I replied. I said yes. I said yes. My internet has been out for over a week. And he bought it. He bought that excuse of why I was ignoring him. "We will have to come up with a place to meet." And right after saying that, in the same message, he said, "Daddy was being naughty at the job tonight." Boom, another photo of himself naked. This time, well, actually, he was wearing shoes, so it was an improvement, I guess. The next day, he sent a video of himself masturbating and giving a narrative as he was thinking that he was talking to the girl. He was saying what he wanted to do to her while masturbating. Here's that video. Censored, of course.
"Hi, Kenzie. Want to dip my cock in Frosty? Would you lick it clean for me? I'd sure like to lick it off your nipples."
He pitched a few locations where we could meet. I said no, that's not good. We should meet at Taco Bell. I asked him. I said, "What would we do?" And he said, "I am naughty. Be naughty with me. Put some Frosty where you like it, and lick it off for starters." I said, "Well, do you have condoms?" He said, "I should, yes, but I have been clipped, so I'm shooting blanks. I have to pick up my son between 12 and 1. Are you available in the morning?" And it's funny because a day before we actually met, he said, "I sure hope you're not a cop or a TV show." This happens a lot when they say that. I said, "I sure hope you're not my dad, going to get me in trouble. I hope you're not my dad posing as a predator to get." And what he said after that, "If I was your real dad, we'd probably already been terrible, terrible." And that's when I knew that there was no turning back. At this point, pretty focused. He said, "Would 9:30 in the morning work? All I have to do is try and keep my hands off my cock until then. Could be hard. I mean difficult. Already is hard thinking about you." That night he said, "I'm looking forward to meeting you." I said, "Me too. And thanks for the frosty." This could have been an elaborate scheme to obtain a frosty if you want a free frosty. I thought this is cool because it's all going to be over with soon. I'm not going to talk to this creep anymore, and so that was nice. I woke up. I checked my messages. He said, "Good morning, sweetheart. I have a black Ford Taurus. What will you be wearing? I'll park in the back near the back drive at Taco Bell. See you at 9:30." And after I read that, I thought, sweet. It's actually driving there. It feels like you're driving to your own funeral. It feels like you're about to die. But at the same time, it's so much fun. Anyway, I was driving on the highway. I see this black Ford Taurus. I'm thinking, hey, we're 2 miles away from Taco Bell. Like, there's no way it's that guy, right? And it was a newer Ford Taurus. They're kind of newer at the time, that body style. I was expecting an older one for some reason. Um, I followed him. I followed that car off the highway. Like, please turn right. Please turn right on Leonard Street. He turned right. Like, yes, could be the guy. Could be the guy. So we're driving down Leonard Street, and that's when I got my camcorder out and started filming. He's gonna turn right probably. If he turns right, that's our guy. Oh, dude, he's gonna turn right. It's him. It's him. What he was doing was he bypassed Taco Bell and he went around the back and he was combing the area behind Taco Bell. He was going through all these little side streets and stuff. I know the area very well. So I knew what he was doing, and at one point we went right by each other, and then I saw his face, and of course I'm just some 20-year-old in a car, right? Just driving in the hood, right? And it's a great neighborhood, by the way. Northwest side of Grand Rapids is a great neighborhood. Um, but we bypassed each other. I thought, that's the dude, and I was just so excited. I knew I would see him at Taco Bell. Eventually, I knew eventually he would settle. I knew he had a lot to lose. I feared me saying, "Hey, dude, what you did is sick and wrong, and I know you did this, and I know you did that, etc., etc." I feared talking about that because I didn't want him to react a certain way. So I left it at that. I just said, "Hey, how you doing?" I'll show you the video.
What?
How's it going?
Good.
Where are you going? All right, stay here. Wait, I gotta talk to you. He's leaving. What a loser. He's after the little girl. And so, I mean, that's all I need. That's all I need. I needed to show that he showed up. But when he left Taco Bell, going through those little side streets, 25-mile-per-hour zone, he was just like a bullet. He was just out of there. And I followed him from a distance. But I thought, this guy's stupid. He's already been caught. He doesn't need to run. I reported him to the police. The police, I found out later, had arrested him, and he was he's in prison right now. I checked this guy out on Facebook, and for the first time in my life, I saw him with clothes on, and that hit me hard because just seeing him in a normal circumstance, he was just not holding up a fish that he had caught. I'm thinking this is how people know him. It really hit me hard in that he had a secret that hardly anyone knew, and he had never been caught before. And this is the life that he wants you to see. This is the life that he's willing to show to people. This is the life that is masking perhaps uh, something that he has in his closet, and that just knowing how different people can be on the outside than what's really going on in their lives freaks me out. I learned that from this experience. You know that this guy has done this before, obviously, with what the police found on him. You know that if I were to confront him and him bailing off like he did, and then going home and deleting evidence, if he did that, you know that wouldn't be justice for him to get away with that stuff if he were to destroy the evidence. You know the risks of me doing what I did before could jeopardize cases. Hence, things should be done differently. As far as future operations, I really can't tell you everything that's going on or that will happen. Because everyone's watching now. Everyone's watching. Predators including, you bet. I know that for a fact. And I don't want them becoming any smarter. I don't want them taking notes. I don't want them knowing how I operate, where I operate, when I operate, etc., etc., etc. And especially how I operate. That's the main thing. Sometimes I think whether or not showing my face to the world was a good idea. Because in my old videos, my 2013 videos, only 2 of them, I never showed my face. I thought it was irrelevant. What's the point? But with this channel that I started in December, I learned that showing your face is a stronghold for trust. Talking to people one-on-one, them listening to what you have to say, and them acting how you want them to act, to report people who are in some way or another abusive. And I can tell you it's working. And they're going down in droves now. And more on this later.